This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticisms, comments, news reportings, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and today, of course, it being White People's Independence Day, but this nation's date of celebration, independent from the British. But of course, it is always Politics and Wellness Tuesday, and we're back. So let's start this party off right here. Let me know when you're ready, Brother Nate, so I can hit this old button and we can get this party started. Thank you. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Long time no see.
Right. Welcome back. I know everybody's out, having barbecues and fireworks and all that good stuff.
And getting drunk.
Right. And that too.
Well, you gotta go to work tomorrow, so don't get too don't get too tight.
Right. They like you had some people had a long weekend, including the Monday and Tuesday, but some of us did not. So it's just a regular day. And so how are you doing? How was your weekend? How was your time off? Did you enjoy your day?
Yes, I'm still resting. Can't you tell? I had to get me a drink to warm up.
Yeah. I had a lot of people. Are you still on hiatus? Like it was just a week. It wasn't that long. But
but you know how everything happens when you're not on.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and a lot has happened, but we're not going to go into a whole bunch of stuff because it's light. We're going to keep it light and festive a little bit. But there are some things definitely that I definitely wanted to pick your brain about, and I know some people just wanted to hear a few thoughts on all the shenanigans going on in the world of news and politics currently right now that we're facing. But so without further ado, I want to welcome everybody in the chat and those of you listening, or may play it on the replay, however it is. Those of you in the balcony, do know that your waiter or waitress is still working even on this good holiday, and they will be around.
Had to pay them holiday pay for this shit.
With your drink of choice. Miss Regina, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure. I know Patty Duke is somewhere listening, as is everyone else. Welcome. And yes, I am here because, of course, it's not an Independence Day for me or people like us. We still fighting for freedom and equality, even today in 2023. So without further ado, let's get this party on and started with this news real quick. all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So I had to position myself and get myself all,
You straighten out. Yeah, you were hiding all up in the corner.
I was, because I was doing other stuff, and then I was like, oh, let me just change it. All right, so let's just get into, wow, what to get into first? So much stuff that has happened. Let's talk about uh, the affirmative action gut kill and murder by the Supreme Court justices. Now, and the reason why I wasn't, because we've talked about this numerous times since Roe v. Wade was gutted, that they were ready to sink their teeth into other things and other situations. And we just knew that affirmative action was on the chopping block to, okay, hold on, is that me? Whoa. Okay, yep, that is me. Hold on. Yeah, I'm like, I hear myself from the other device. All right, so yeah, and that happened. Granted, we all know, and for those of us who don't know, you will know today, that affirmative action really helped white women more than anything. But of course, they will chop off their own foot, arm, leg, and whatever body part they need to stand in line with their white male counterparts as they scream for equality and I'm a woman of independence, hear me roar. Yet they always follow lock and step behind their Caucasian counterpart, which is funny to me. But apart from that, yes, in hindsight, we wish there would be a time where everybody would be judged on the content of their character and not the color of their skin and things of that nature. But history has taught us thus far that that has not been the case. And even for those people who have benefited from the affirmative action law, like Clarence Thomas or Justice Clarence Thomas himself and many others, how could that be something that you firstly put on the chopping block? I mean, I understand it's to gut everything else because you got to like chip away at the little stuff to get at the big stuff. But I just, it was just like, sir, is there nothing you stand for? Like nothing at all that you, I don't know. Your thoughts, if
Well,
any?
you can't be mad at Clarence because he showed you who he was or who he is.
Yeah.
I think they all have a purpose. Each one of the justices, they all have like a goal of what they want to dismantle. And we know that there are a couple more things on the list. The thing that I found kind of odd, or maybe it was just coincidental, was the fact that it was almost a year to the day that they did away with Roe v. Wade when they decided to do away with affirmative action. But with that, like you were saying, it benefited white women. And if white women can't see the fact that these first two things is pretty much putting a dog collar on their asses, wrangling them back in,
Right.
They're stupid. They're really, really stupid. Yeah, they're stupid. They're trying to get you out of there, and it's something that we won't notice immediately. It will be something, say 5, 7, 10 years down the road. You'll notice that less women are going to college, that type of thing. You'll have they want them to be content with being home and taking care of snotty-nosed babies. Yeah, that's what they want them to do. Now, granted, it will affect all of us,
right?
And and even them playing the Asian community against everyone else, you have to, these animals are really crafty. So just don't be surprised. Now we need to do what we do best. We need to assess the situation and make changes. Our kids can go to predominantly black colleges, utilize those spaces, and which I think a lot of them they should, because that's one less added stress of being in a white environment. You know how taxing that is to be in a white environment,
right?
So it may be a good thing.
Right.
It may be a
Yeah.
good thing. Less stress, and remind your kids, don't fuck around and waste my money.
Right. That part
Pretty
too.
much, it's not a party time.
Yeah.
Don't, this is what's happening. You're old enough to see what's going on. All this shit that we've been telling you, you see it.
Yeah.
You stay buried in the phones and the computers and everything, and you think that it's Mayberry, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Right. And truly, an education is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? You
Yes.
get you get the building blocks or the foundations, and you expand upon it. So if you need to branch out your education and find other resources, even when you're in a school that may not have the type of resources, you network and find ways to get access to the information that you need. And that's what it's for. So, I mean, yeah, I feel a way, but part of me is like, let's see where this takes us and allows us to focus on our own schools and donating and putting our resources back into our own schools and building up, even if we're going to talk about sports and athletics, building up the football teams, building up the other athletic teams in our own schools that can compete with these white Ivy League schools, to where in which now we are on the same playing fields when it comes to that. Now you're looking at our schools or looking at potential students who want to go to black schools to be like, wait, we may need that athlete or whatever as well. We'll see. I don't, I don't knock everything right off the back. Yeah, it's disappointing in a sense where I know that this is just the tip of the iceberg for everything else. This is almost like, well, we'll do away with this because everything, if you notice, was focused around the gay couple who allegedly was asking for this web design company to utilize them for their wedding. There's been reports that the person involved in the case is not even gay, that he's married with a whole wife, and his name and everything was used for the case. I don't know how true that is, but allegedly that is out there. So we'll see, and everything is used kind of like they use certain or pick certain things to be the focal point of the reason why they're getting rid of a lot of these laws. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and with that one now, it seems as though you can just lie about everything.
Right.
It's just a straight up lie.
Mm-hmm.
But yet it made it to the Supreme Court, and yet they acted on it.
Yeah, right about that. Yeah. So it's just be mindful. Like everything is not. We're definitely living in a time. I would almost compare some states to Western. I mean, as we were breaking, Florida open carry for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this point, you can't be disrespected and feel a way about someone disrespecting you and approach them because you never know what they may have. That's even with the case with the young man that was killed because the car he was in, they were all playing loud music at the gas station. I know his mother is now a congresswoman. I can't remember the young man's name, but even in a situation like that, this is given, just the green light for all these things. What happened in Charlottesville, he had already signed into action that protesters can be run over and hit in Florida. So this is just a sign to show you that, we're coming into a place or entering into a space that, nobody's safe. There's no safeguards anymore. It's almost, balls to the wall. And no pun intended, but I mean, we're coming into a space that I've never recognized. So,
yeah, but it makes me question too. Were there ever any safeguards? I mean, just because somebody tells you.
Yeah,
because you're coming across a lot of things where everybody's just kind of standing there looking at each other, waiting on. It's like, well, isn't there a law for this?
Yeah,
That type of thing, and nothing nothing gets done, or everybody's just shrugging their shoulders. So
Right.
it makes me believe that the whole thing is a lie.
Mhm.
It really feels that way. And this is just jumping back to the affirmative action. Also look at what they didn't touch. That it's okay if you were to go to a military academy or that type of thing,
Right.
because they want black and brown people, make up the majority of their armed services, and they're not going to send their children
Of course not.
overseas.
They never
So
do. They
yeah,
never
so
do.
well, look at Darnell.
Bones.
Bone spurs. He got his spur up his head. Anyway, but that type of thing. So they pretty much, and make your kids aware of that too when they talk about going to the service or whatever. This is what your country thinks of you, and
Right.
this is the way that you will probably be treated once you come out. And if you're in a conflict and they break you,
Yeah.
that you won't be taken care of.
Yeah. Which
You
is
know,
the very sad part in this
Yeah.
whole thing.
yeah.
Quickly,
Good evening, everybody coming into the
I was
chat.
about to do the same thing. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. Hey Lynn T, happy birthday, my cancer sister. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, happy birthday.
It's always a pleasure. Everybody just wish Lynn T a very happy birthday in the chat. The Smart Show, Pastor Nate.
Hey, Pastor Nate, how you doing?
How are you, sir? It's always a pleasure to see you. Chilling in the Heights, how are you, sir? And of course, Patty Duke, always a pleasure. I knew you was
Patty.
and it's always a pleasure to see you. But yeah, this whole thing has just been very eye-opening. There have been multiple things going on that I'm not really going to get into, trying to keep it as light as possible because it can get a little heavy. But from shootings in Baltimore to the whole situation with the young man who was defending his mother.
Yes.
Her getting punched in the face. I just can't even bring the words out. In that whole situation.
I applaud that young man. I applaud him.
Right. I mean, I just don't. For me, it's clearly like two-sided. For us, we cannot defend ourselves in self-defense when it comes to firearms, it seems like, because it's always instant criminal. You have Kyle Rittenhouse, don't live there, have nothing to do with the shit, can get a gun and be a vigilante, and he's honored, and oh, whoa, look at this hero from saving a car lot with barely no cars on it from destruction of what? Rioters, quote unquote. But a young man who defends the honor of his mother after getting assaulted. Now, granted, yes, we could all sit here and say, well, she could have just left the store and not even engaged with the young man. Yes, that is true. That part is true. But it is just as true that he didn't have to even say anything to her. Whatever it was like it was unnecessary on both people's parts. And I don't think anybody would just sit around being a child and watch your mother get assaulted like that and not do anything about it. I don't see that happening. Now, granted, I do feel bad that the young man lost his life.
No, because he could have disengaged.
Right.
What was that? First of all, I always think about it like this. I don't know you. Why am I going to pour that type of energy?
You're right.
What are you fussing about? Lemon pepper wings? I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
And he obviously was feeling aggressive.
And part of it, I mean, granted, they have looked at the man history, and he does have a history of domestic abuse and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just figured he could do anybody like that.
Yeah. And then also, with everybody quickly turning on their phones once they saw stuff escalating, I think he thought this would be a moment for him to go viral. Part of me thought about
that's
that
right.
too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something to do, but you went viral in a different way. And then they
world star hip hop. Okay, that was probably the first thing on his mind, because was that not his girlfriend that was recording?
I don't know. You
because
know, I thought it was just somebody who was just in the restaurant
store. Because I know in the very beginning, when they started raising their voice, I saw an older gentleman just leave. Yeah. He just rushed out. He didn't want any parts of it, and he just left. But someone, and I believe it may have been his girlfriend, you know, just filming the whole thing. Everybody's looking for that viral moment, that world star moment.
Yeah, and like Len T just said, you want to go viral for beating a woman, like that's what you want to go viral for, and you ended up in the grave. So
no, you heard that joke, right?
No,
you didn't hear that joke.
No, I didn't hear the joke.
He went there for a burger and came out with wings.
And they must have been dark, because they clearly were not. There was some dark wings. Because nobody who would do that. I just don't. Yeah. And then with the family calling him the knockout king and all that kind of stuff.
He got knocked out.
Everybody's reaching.
He's in the alternate. He's in the alternate universe.
Yeah, really is. I do hope that they move themselves out of the state, because I just feel like this escalating.
There'll be no peace. There'll be no peace. But she's supposedly suing. I don't know if it's the city or the police. I don't know if it's the police department or the what is the?
I thought it might have been both.
I think she ought to leave it alone, and I think that she ought to think about relocating.
Yeah,
because she's messing with excuse the expression. She's messing with niggas. Okay, and they'll just want to take that street justice.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And not only that, it has altered her son's life. Because even though he shouldn't have to worry about it, defending yourself to that point where you're taking someone's life is a bit extreme for a 14-year-old. Like I said, I do applaud him. I just hope that she gets him some therapy. So, and maybe even take him out to the range. But obviously his shot is good.
Apparently, she might have already done that.
Yes.
Which is not a bad thing. And I mean, granted, and when you live in areas where you never know, you should be teaching. And it's even if you live in the suburbs. So I'm not even saying it just because it was in a particular part of Chicago. You should always be prepared and know how to utilize a firearm when necessary. However, I think it's best that she just leave.
Yeah, because the thing that was upsetting me about it is the fact that they were taking so long to make a judgment. First of all, why would they arrest her? I'm sure that they had the video, and you can obviously see that she did not touch him. He was hitting her like she was a grown man.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was wailing on. Now, first of all, you could see she was older. And then when she was in there, I thought she was much older than what she was. But you know how it is. You got your house dress on and your hair tied up. You all slap on an extra 15. But I just knew that she was much, much older. But he was hitting her like he was a man like she was a man on the street.
Right.
And for them to arrest her, when did she have time to text anybody in between the screaming and the hollering, the back and forth? And then to watch her son, when he came to the door, he stopped. I guess he was assessing what was going on.
Yeah.
And it was not as though he rushed in and just started firing.
I think that's what they played the story out to be at first, that she called him into the store with the gun to shoot. So I guess from double accounts and just not even being there, I can just imagine that the police instantly just grabbed them up and was like, oh yeah, you caused it, some gun gang related or domestic violence type thing, and just wrapped them up and didn't ask no questions. And I think that's probably mainly what she was upset about, that there was no actual due process in a sense at that time. It was really just wrap them up, take them away without asking any questions. But yeah, it was a flat out lie. And I think once the video got exposed, the mayor himself was in like, we can't have this. We've already had enough. We can't have this. And I won't have this hanging over my head as the mayor. I just got here. I'm supposed to be changing the city, and you cannot put this on me. I can't. No. So I had the DA drop the charges and let him go free. Which, I mean, granted, if the people were white, they would have done it. They wouldn't even have asked no questions. I mean, they'd
have gone home. I mean, we're looking at it now, where the woman shot the young lady through her door.
Right?
And they know that this woman researched the laws,
right?
Okay,
right.
But yet she's free,
right? Exactly. And the first thing, well, what happened? They ask all the questions and try to get the answers. I mean, you look at even the situation with Ahmaud Arbery. They sat there and asked the man questions for hours as they sat there with blood pouring on them all over their clothes and asked no. Oh yeah, I don't know. I would feel the same way. Gee, I would feel. Oh, I don't know how you handle it. It's just amazing. Okay, I'll go over there and ask your dad some questions. What? It's the different kind of justice. And we sit here and talk about justice is blind. Who's administering this blind justice? Because it clearly ain't these washed police officers, whether they're white, black, brown, different, whatever, or a lot of the Justice Department itself that really see color before they see anything else. And I was reading some of the comments. Lynn T, I know you said your father taught you how to shoot when you were 12, which, I mean, is something, they do it with their counterparts. Why can't we?
Yeah. Because a gun looks more scary in black hands.
Yeah, it does. Because you can do more with it. I don't know what the fear is, but it's always been a fear. Other than that, moving right along from that, if you had anything else you wanted to add with that. I was thinking, hold on, my thing won't open. Oh, you're playing with me right now. Okay, so other than that, what else was there? I think that was pretty much it, unless there's something else I'm missing that we can talk about right now. We already know Darnell's situation. Darnell's gonna be Darnell. I'm not even concerned about Darnell. Oh yeah, real quick. So apparently, just today, or was it yesterday, there was a white substance, some white powder substance found in the White House. President Biden was not in the residence when this was found. The white residue that was found in the White House nothing other than cocaine. Now I'm trying to find out what is all this snow going on. It's summertime, and everybody's messing around with these snow girls, these snow bunnies. That it is just amazing to me. I don't know whose it was. Rumor is
Hunters. It was Hunters. It was Hunters. That's why. It was Hunters. That's why we had all this other foolishness going on.
Well. See, part of me think it might have been Hunters, but the other part could have been a Republican dropping that shit on purpose, just so they could be like, Hunter left cocaine, and because you never know with these folks. You never know.
Because like I said, they're pulling out all the stops.
They ain't leaving no stone unturned when it comes to nailing Biden with something. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them motherfuckers dropped a nice little trinket on the floor. It was like, oh, we got Hunter Biden's cocaine. It was Biden doing coke in the Oval Office. Just all kinds of craziness.
And Jonah found a new way to take his Centrum 7 all crushed up.
His Centrum Silver. doing an on-site April, straight to the table.
The table. Mm-hmm.
Straight to the table. Crush it up, straight to the table, just bam. Right on the resolute desk. Talk about independence.
You say first the blue dress. Yeah. Well, you know, it's a lot. There's been a lot of drugs. That would be like the top thing. Is to get high at the White House.
Yeah. Hey, Shane Jackson, how are you? Nice to see you. I mean, that's the most secure place to get high. There's everything in there. If you kind of OD, you're having a
you know, they got their own stash. They probably grow their own weed and free base their own crack cocaine right there at the White House. White House label. I wonder if it has like the little White House logo right on their brand, a baggie.
Maybe so. I know he probably asked Obama, "Hey, where'd you keep the stash of the weed, man?"
Mm-hmm. He's gonna left you something else in the drawer besides a note.
It's just so crazy. It's just a lot of foolishness going on. I don't know, but I don't put it past nobody regarding that.
Yeah, we are talking about these United States.
Yeah. Regarding that situation with that.
That's right, Marion Barry. That's right. Yeah, he's a good mayor. I don't care if he got high. What he doing this time is his business. As long as he's not, out here messing with puppies and babies. He do whatever he.
A lot of people do mess with puppies and babies. You got the strawberry lettuce husband messing around with puppies, babies, children, and everything else. You can't be around nothing, okay?
That and what's his face trafficking 17-year-olds across state lines.
Paying
them with cash apps.
What's the man name? Kevin. I was about to say Kevin Gates.
I can't remember his name either. Mm-hmm. Matt Gates.
I know Gates. Matt Gates. Trafficking that got dropped. I wonder who did that or why it got dropped. Because clearly his own friend who was in it with him got charged and told, that he was involved. So I wonder how that got dropped. Who he called on to get that one situated. He said puppies. Apparently I was just watching Chronicle Speaks before I did this. Chronicle Speaks, was talking about the case. First of all, she didn't even know that was her own husband that called in on the show telling all the business. So that was a bit like, girl, do you even know this man? But when the shit hit the fan, he's in charge with a whole heap of stuff. He has charges from credit theft, telling people they're going to fix their credit and not doing anything with that. Money laundering, child pornography. Apparently there was a picture on the computer. And it's just an array of stuff. So basically he can't be around nothing with legs. Not even a bucket of chicken.
Nothing
with legs.
Nothing with legs. Oh man.
He can't be around nothing with legs. But she wrote a letter to the judge asking for him to be freed on, the kind of bond or something. And so far that has been denied because he's been on the phone talking shit on the recorded line. Do know that those jail phones are recorded.
They're always recorded.
So, he first of all talking about going to Florida to his girlfriend. Of course, that wasn't when his wife was on the line. And then he was also recorded asking his wife to see if he could stay at the boss's house. Don't know who the boss is, who has a house in Dubai. I'm not sure if it's...
Shit, could he even leave the country?
No, he can't. But that's what he was trying to do. He's trying to, get the hell out of Dodge. So they were like, no, they don't want him to get a bond because he's a flight risk. Due to the conversations. I'm not sure if that was granted or denied as of yet, but that was the argument that the prosecutors was putting forth, that they have recorded conversations of him talking about going to Florida to stay with his girlfriend. That must have been one of the other calls he made on his phone call time, and then asking his wife to ask her boss if he could somehow get to the house in Dubai. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. I just it, it's almost like I don't know. Some people are just oblivious sometimes to certain things because they want something so bad, and a lot of times people could want something so bad that they ignore the things around them. Because I just really can't see you that caught up in being, you know, the sidekick on the Steve Harvey show that you don't see none of this going on in your whole life. You don't see your husband out having a whole nother girlfriend in Florida. You don't see none of these business practices kind of going sour or anything of that nature over 1 point something million dollars that he done stole from people trying to fix their credit and all that type of shit. That's why I don't know.
She loves him.
What's love got to do with it? Miss Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? I don't know. But yeah, that's part of what's going on. I don't know. I don't know. Your thoughts on any of this, if anything?
No thoughts there.
Yeah, I think so too, Linty. Like she was real weird for that. Like I don't have no. I'm just yeah. Yeah.
And that's exactly probably what she did. She was like,
Yeah. I just don't. I don't. And then all the other charges that came out once, because of course, you know, once they charge you, then all the other charges
everything comes out.
Yeah, it was child pornography, and it could have just been simple as an underage person or woman. But once that happens, that's it. That's your, you know, it's like stamp label, boom, boom, boom. That's it. You're done. Just like Nicki Minaj husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
you can't even change his own Pampers.
No,
his son's
he can't even
Pampers.
change his own son's Pampers. And the money doesn't change that. You know what I'm saying? The money doesn't make those problems go away for you. And that's all depending on who you are. Because sometimes if you white, it can. But we all know that if you black, it ain't that money ain't making no difference. No matter how much you throw at it, it ain't changing. Which is unfortunate. But you know, this is kind of the state in which we are in. I don't know, but then you should know these things before you marry these people. Like even in Nicki Minaj's situation, know all this stuff beforehand before you go to marry, because you may love the person with your whole heart, but you can't do certain things because
if they're perv, they're perv. Okay,
right? He will be criminally. He will be violating his parole or whatever he's on. And then too, yeah, I mean, if he's an R. Kelly, he's an R. Kelly. And it's just like once you're there, you're there. There's no well, I didn't know. It's like, well,
you knew. It's just that you decided.
Yeah, right. You decide, well, who's gonna know? You know, who's gonna know? No one's gonna know. Yeah, somebody found out. And you got busted.
No, you end up paying off his victims.
Right. Or trying to manipulate the victims to have them recant and change the story and do all that kind of craziness, which I think in and of itself is an injustice. And yeah, you deserve everything that comes behind that too. When people realize you use your money and influence to bully this person, to keep them quiet, to either have them recant their story. Because I don't know if it was true or not, but if we're going to sit here and all the time promote this Me Too movement, which has destroyed some people's careers off of allegations, then the same can be said for the reverse. But for you to come out and try to use your money and influence and power to overt the story, I think it's real messed up. It's really messed up. You know,
Lynn. Maybe she was already used to it because her brother was even worse.
That part too. Yeah, maybe you just know what you're looking at. I don't know, but I just think that all that is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Good evening, Duchess. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Duchess, Mr. Kelly, and the love? Nice to see you here, sir. So, all that's going on in these streets. I think we can get to it. Is there anything newsworthy we should be talking about right now other than what we talked about?
You don't want to talk about the chicken of the sea, did you?
Oh yeah, the bloop bloop. Yes, the chicken canned tuna. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that because that did happen while we were on hiatus, where everybody was looking for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 millionaires in a can, and the sun in a can. Okay. That the owner of the tuna can knew that after so many dives, he would really have to have a whole new ship built in order to go back down because of the pressure and the many times it's gone. Because many other millionaires have gone on that voyage to see the Titanic, to see a graveyard, and have come back up. But I mean, I'm not even a physicist or anything like that to know that all that pressure, constant trips without updating the material
compromises the integrity of the structure.
I mean, hello. I'm not even an engineer to know that. Like, it was just like, that's just like.
The pictures would be enough. I don't need to go there. I need to fucking go there.
What are you going down there for? What do you? There's nothing you can discover that has not already been seen. James Cameron took all that money that he made from Titanic, the first one, and whatever other prequels, sequels, and music and songs, and they had a whole team go down there to take enormous amounts of pictures and videos of everything that was down there.
We have a nice aquarium right downtown. That should have been enough.
I mean, I just. We want to be the first to do what? You wouldn't be the first. Other people have taken that same dive. So why would you think you would be the pioneers of what? And then for me, it was the game controller. You
know what? Know what? I saw that shit and I was like, these motherfuckers have all this money.
I play PlayStation, but not like that. I'll be damned. If I would,
I was going. Wait a minute.
I would not. I wouldn't get on that.
What they should have done was press YBX1AAA, make that motherfucker go up.
Left, right, A, B.
This was the steering wheel.
That's it.
Of a coffin, because literally that's what it was. I mean, they had to be sealed up in that bitch and everything else. There's no way in the world.
No way.
No way.
I just would not have. You couldn't pay me to get on a plane. You couldn't pay me to get on anything that was like, oh, you're controlling it by this. No, thank you. Have at it. The memes were funny. There was this one. I was trying to catch it, but it was this one Hawaiian submarine cruise thing, and it was like, oh, come to Hawaii and take the submarine cruise. And this little boy, he learned the word bullshit, so he's like, bullshit.
Yes, bullshit. Oh, when they told me that they had to, the only way they could get out of it is to have somebody. I was like, you know what? They're done. They are done.
Yes,
they are done.
I could not believe. There's no way in the world. And for what, $250,000 to them is chump change. I mean, granted, to people like us, $250,000 is a lot of money. It's a decent sized amount of money for you to spend on your own funeral. But I mean, hey, whatever, have at it. But for them, it was nothing. That's like, going to the local aquarium and spending a couple of dollars. It wasn't that big of a deal. However, the big winners in this, guess, would be the wife now of one of the Turkish billionaires who was in the tin can. She lost her husband and her son.
But what type of insurance? My insurance won't cover stupidity.
Yeah,
okay.
And that part is true too. A lot of people think, oh, people cover because they have money. Insurance don't cover. When you take trips like that you may end up dying and you sign those waivers, insurance says, I'm sorry for your loss.
If I had to sign a waiver 3 times that mentions my death, I don't think that's a ride I want to take. That's about as I want my shit to be.
Next,
because ain't no boy even discussing that. Now, if it's like that roller coaster, have you seen the one about the roller coaster that had the big fracture?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, see that shit. That shit's annoying. Okay,
Yeah.
you don't know, but I'm not gonna pay somebody
knowingly
to lock me in a coffin and drop me in the bottom of the Chesapeake Bay. Okay.
And it's not even that they lost communication, and once they lost communication, and one of the other people who were on the vessel prior to that said that they had lost communication as well, but they gained it back. But it was a scary like hour that they were on the thing.
Because he was on the phone. That motherfucker was looking for a signal. He was doing this the whole time.
They were doing the Kimmy. Put the remote in your face. I don't get no signal. But basically it runs off of Wi-Fi signal to the main ship that drops them in the water.
Now, but one question. Usually when I see those types, well, I'm sure they're more high tech now too, since they spent all that money. But usually they're tethered to the
main
mothership.
ship.
Yeah, they're usually tethered to it.
Yeah.
And because they could also run emergency air down, electricity, or they could actually pull them back up. And when I saw that thing, I was like, what the hell?
No tethering. They do all that once they get close, and then they drop something in. They kind of they ride into it, and then they pull the whole thing out. But nothing. They just signal, just beep 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 back and forth off of Wi-Fi signal.
I hope they don't have Xfinity, because that motherfucker go out all the time. You be sitting in the dark, and it's cold as shit down there.
It was Cox. I bet it was Cox. But from other YouTubers that I were watching talking about that whole implosion, and engineers, that they didn't feel anything, that before their brains even realized what was happening.
Oh no, that's because fucking fear and panic set in a long time before that shit. Yeah, I don't care what you say. I could just see by the beads of sweat that we're down in the goddamn bottom of the ocean where it's only 32 degrees and this motherfucker's sweating profusely. Okay.
I can imagine it all when they lost contact. It was when they all, went crazy, and it was like, yeah, this is probably it, and begin to panic.
I'd have been done. I would have been done when they told me that the shitter was in the front of the damn ship where the glass is.
Oh, where the pilot sits?
At the right where they locked everybody, that's where the shitter was.
Oh, dang.
Oh, I not know that there was a lot of shitting going on in there.
Yeah. And I mean the days that they sent around looking, I believe, as the other naval officers believe that they were gone.
Oh no, they knew that day. They knew that Sunday, because they monitor, and they said that they heard something implode. So all that whole week when they were doing the whole thing, of course this worked. Yeah, that worked really well because Hunter had fucked up.
Yeah,
and everything else was going on.
Right.
And then you had this. Then you had the Supreme Court. Everybody's getting worried. It's about that time, so it kind of deflected everything. And it's like, and they knew fucking Sunday. That's why I was saying everything is a lie. That the only ones that jumped out real quick was the orca whales. They said they had nothing to do with that shit. They attacking. They attacking all the. That's right, because they doing all the yachts and shit.
Right.
That is crazy. Now I think that's crazy as shit. That here you're thinking you're one of the most intelligent creatures on the planet, and these goddamn whales have taught each other how to attack ships. Because somebody fucked with them. Somebody fucked with them. They got caught in the net or something, or shot at them or whatever.
You just crowded my space.
And it was the white folk, right?
Yeah.
Let me pet you, And then they probably slapped them or probably shot them, or they get out there and get drunk and shit and do something, or capture the baby or something. The baby hung up in the net or whatever. And these things are going after.
They don't forget. They don't forget. They don't forget it all. It's just crazy. But yeah, and then to talk about that, we worried about millionaires in a tin can when there was a whole ship of migrants
Yes.
that went down. And no hunt
Mhm.
and search, no days for searching for those people, which I think is sad, but it's kind of the attitude and the level of thinking that
Yeah,
rich people
nothing. You
deserve
heard
more.
nothing about that.
Yeah, that rich people deserve more attention to go out there when they decide to do stuff that makes no sense. And here people escaping for freedom,
Hmm.
and it's like, there's nothing to talk about, nothing to see here. Absolutely ridiculous. So
Well,
prayers.
they're supposed to be investigating that also because they believe that I can't remember what country it was that they did nothing to aid them.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Nothing
no,
to aid them at all.
it was crazy, and it was about a good almost 300 people on that
Yeah,
ship.
yeah.
That
It
ship
was
was
overloaded. They showed a photo of it, and it looked like one of those carnival. The ship wasn't as large as one of those carnival cruise ones, but it was that many people that were on deck,
Yeah.
and it may have had 2 or 3 levels, and it was just covered with people.
Yeah.
And you knew that something like that was going to happen. I mean, but it happens all the time. It makes you wonder, this one we've actually heard about. But then you had 3 countries come to the aid of 5 people, but you couldn't have three countries come to the aid of say 400 people that are overboard.
Right. Yeah. Countries came together to look for.
Now, like everybody else, I was worried about who the fuck is going to pay for this shit.
Right. $1.6 million, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they ought to make the families pay for. Well, the families and the company.
I'm saying aren't they millionaires? Can't somebody pay for that? Oh yeah, real quick too. I wanted to talk about this. I forgot about that. The 2 deputies that were fired after 2 black men had filed a lawsuit against them being tortured and sexually assaulted. These 2 black men were inside their own dwelling, and these sheriff deputies came in, and not only did they detain them, but then they found their sex toys and began to sexually assault them with the sex toys, sticking dildos in their mouths and in their other orifices, and also taking a gun and putting it in one of the young man's face and in his mouth, and it went off. Mm-hmm. It's just absolutely crazy. There should be more than fired. They should have been in jail from day one. That whole thing is ridiculous. 6 white. They nicely put that in there in the CNN article. 6 white deputies. But I mean, what difference would it make?
Yeah.
What difference would it make?
Crazy.
I mean, just absolutely disgusting. But yet these are the people that we're supposed to be sitting up here talking about protecting and serving.
Mm-hmm.
Or, all cops aren't bad. Well, bitch, show me some good ones.
I say treat them like the gangs. I don't know you, so you're suspect. You have to prove to me that type of thing. But at the rate that they're going, because they're, especially you notice these types of things with small towns, because they feel insulated. Because they all of them are in that same little bubble type of thing, and they'll protect each other. So they figure that they can go ahead and torture people at their leisure.
And who's gonna know? Mm-hmm. Who's gonna know? But in this age of things going viral, you gotta watch out. There's no safe haven for you. Granted, I wish people would do more than what they're doing, but
no, because all they get is a slap on the hand.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I wish there was more that people could do that would really turn the tide and all this stuff, because they get a slap on the hand, they get fired and get hired someplace else. Like this needs to be stopped. There needs to be a whole registry to where in which they cannot get hired anywhere else. If they go somewhere else, all this stuff will follow them, just like it follows a teacher, just like it follows any other profession. I don't get why it doesn't follow these officers. I can't find. I was looking for the link with the guy. What do I do with that? Forget. I'll just use it this way. I can't find it. But anyway, all right. So lastly, before we get into YouTube mess and news, there was this man who became famous due to his, I think it was Lockup on NBC. They used to do a show where they would go into the prisons and interview the inmates, unbeknownst to the inmates. Allegedly, they wouldn't know that the camera crew and the interviewer was coming in to ask them about their time in prison and their daily lives and what they did. There was this young man at the time who was interviewed, and basically his whole interview had spawned a character on the Boondocks. The young man, if you remember, said he liked booty. It was like jelly or something, and you get some jelly and you eat the booty, and just a whole bunch of mess. But really, he really liked booty. He has since been out of prison, married, and is somewhat angry about the popularity of this interview that he did in lockup when he was in prison. With MSNBC when they used to do the lockup series. I was trying to get it to show, but I'm not sure it'll show. Yeah, I can't get it to save. I was trying to get it to show his little interview piece. Let me see. I'll see if I can pull it up again. I really do this. 1 second. Let me see. Got it. Okay. Let's see. All right. So while I'm waiting for that to load so we can play that, so I did get this little tidbit of entertainment that we can also take a look at for your entertainment pleasure. I know this is 4th of July, so stay away from the alcohol because this may happen to you.
Hey, YouTube. It's your girl, Nanya. I'm sitting down here on the floor, and I was just thinking, y'all, when I was out there drinking,
I have so many questions.
Doing everything, I was a wild motherfucking bitch. Yes, I was. Your girl, Nanya, was wild. You know that? Yeah, I'm here. I got my little footies. I'm here. I got my little footies, my little onesies on.
It's summertime.
I'm here chilling. You know what? There was my favorite.
She got on a whole winter pajamas.
I love me a motherfucking margarita. Oh, yes, the fuck I did. I used to love me a motherfucking margarita. And there wasn't nothing
not a margarita.
A margarita. And I'm going to let y'all know, and I'm going to show y'all how I would get.
That's right. Please drink your water.
And a motherfucking nigga stepped up to me. I would do this for a motherfucker for a margarita. Check this out, y'all. Give me a Rita.
Oh, Lord. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Margaritas. That's what the fuck I would do for a motherfucking margarita. Bye, YouTube.
All right. So now we know what Skillet would do for a margarita. Well, all right. Yeah. So
somewhere somebody's grandchild is rolling over.
Saying, Grandma, or something is going crazy. Yeah. So shout out to Skillet for that. She sent that to me, so I thought I'd share. But definitely stay away from the margaritas. You do have work
And the bananas.
And the bananas, the whole new different thing. And the pajamas in wintertime. I mean, in summertime, winter pajamas. I don't know how.
I'm glad she did have them things on.
Yeah.
She done came out in something else. I'd have just had to go. I'd had to leave. Because I'm not putting up with that foolishness.
Yeah, that part is true too. So here's the young man.
Let me say, thought she was having a seizure. I know she was on that. I was like, well, goddamn. Because when you showed me that shit, I was done. I was like, what? What is? Who is? Why? Why?
I didn't know. But lastly, here is the young man from the Boondocks series.
Personally, it's personal, but I've had people ask me this. I know you're married now to a woman, but do you miss prison?
Nah, I miss booty.
You miss what?
That's what I miss. Booty.
Say what?
You know, yeah, I'm married now. I'm married now. Out here. Pussy this, all that shit.
Oh. Do tell.
First piece of sex I had was booty.
Oh.
And don't forget, I went into prison. I was in jail at 14. Turned 15 in
Wow.
jail. Hit prison at 16.
Ah, sweet
I
16.
grew
Huh?
up in the penal system. Ain't never had the first American as you can call me. But when I got
Say what?
introduced to some booty, hey,
That was it. You was hooked.
fire too.
He's a booty head. A full version of a crackhead.
But I'll
Straight
tell
crackhead.
you what, you know, I'm just, I like booty.
He like booty.
And yes, my wife will see this. But I not really told her, honey, I love you. And she knows
But I like booty too.
I never cheat, which I won't. But I tell her the truth. I miss booty. And she don't do the booty thing. That's
Oh, I'm about to say, don't she have a booty? Okay. Oh.
So I'm telling you this. And I brought this to my wife's attention.
Oh.
And she said no. But I'm gonna tell you right now on camera.
Uh-oh.
If there's anybody out there that can help me on booty, contact me, please.
Lord have
Can
mercy.
you do it?
In the words of Kwani, dear God, today, I don't know. I poor thing. Crack is a terrible thing. Crack is a wonderful thing.
And evidently so is booty.
Booty crack. That's what it is. It's booty crack.
Hey Tanari, how you doing?
Booty crack will make you do a lot of crazy things. Booty crack.
And he's still married, and his wife don't do booty.
His wife don't do booty, but he's still looking. If there's anybody out there willing to give up your booty crack,
I know he's just willing to go back to jail.
right? Just take me back. Throw away the key. He ain't afraid to get some booty. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. So anyway, let's get into this YouTube stuff because of course it's light, so I don't do all that.
Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that?
All right. Here's part of the show where we talk about YouTube stuff and who said that and did you hear this and all that kind of stuff. The messy part of this not so messy show, but this is a little messy. It's the guilty pleasure part of the show. So we have so many things to discuss, so many gates going on. There's phone number gate, there's snow gate, there's it's Independence Day, so there's independence. There's a few things going on, and once I get my little notepad with my little notes going on, we can get started. All right, here we go. So first up, we have Stomp Down and Honest Row. Again, I don't know what that one stemmed from. I was listening. Some of the jokes were funny. He was calling for Duchess Kelly Love to kind of help him out with particular situations. But I don't really know what that beef is about. But sometimes just don't respond sometimes, because it's like, what's the point? What's the point? It's like big fish beating up on little fish. After a while, it's not funny. It's like, it's not entertaining. So I get it, but yeah. All right. Speaking of big fish, little fish, we got it was a lot of fireworks popping off today, just popping. Brian was over in his little corner popping off fireworks at Tommy, aka Castro Cannon's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. I don't know what the situation is with their relationship as this current time, but apparently at first I thought they were all cool, because he said he watched Brian, and Brian was congratulating Castro on the thing, and Tommy was cool, and now Tommy not so cool. Brian did apologize for coming at Tommy, and then he took his apology back. So it looked like a whole big bus of yellow bus. So I was confused. It looked like short bus. It really was a lot of short bus going on, a lot of back and forth. Like, I didn't know. So I'm gonna just leave that one alone. Just I feel like if there's no reason for you knowing to be arguing, just step back, because you already know whatever you know, or whatever we visually see, and just like leave it alone. Some things I just feel like you picking and prodding or going back and forth for what? Again, it's like it becomes not funny when you, in the whole scheme of things, because you're not really getting a challenge back. It's just like, yeah. So that's that on that. Snowgate, of course, while we were gone, or in between us going on vacation for the birthday, there was the whole Ness and This Heat going on vacation and having their whole thing, and everybody watching it. And then there was the Snowgate situation, where was that or was that not something on the table, when you went boom and you boom and boom, and people said, oh no, that wasn't nothing, that was a towel, or she was rolling a blunt but she had a cigarette in the hand. I've never known nobody to roll a blunt with one hand, but those of you who know how to roll, and if you can roll with one hand, you are a talented mofo.
Special skills, boy. Special skills.
Smokers that use both hands and they do all that. I've never seen neither one of them, and I've been around people roll with one hand. But if you can, you can. And not knocking, because at the end of the day, you're a grown adult. If you want to take a bump, take a bump. That's your business. It's just next time I wouldn't necessarily do it in the hotel glass window where you could see visually everything, because it's called the reflection. I would, just go in the bathroom like other people do, take your bump and come back out and party. But you don't, do that.
She was at the White House, was she?
She was chilling with Hunter. That's how he dropped his shit, fucking around with her, instead of just going into the bathroom like normal people do. And whatever it was, if it was chopped up pills or whatever it was, you put it up your nose. That's your nose, your nostrils. I don't give a goddamn about your orifices. It don't have nothing to do with me. So that's how I understand when people were like getting up in their feelings about people putting shit up their own nose, and then people deny it.
You put stuff other places. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like you put that up your own nose. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, and if you getting high, you put it on here, we all gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and people are gonna talk about it. That's what we do. If you're watching it, you hear about it, you go back and watch it. People have done stops and steals of the whole situation, like slow motion, and you clearly see the whole, she's like, oh, move the camera, you moving the camera, and then it's like not quite moved, and you see the whole bump and then the lift up, and you're like, okay, yeah, that was a bump. But again, Snowgate, it is what it is. Do your thing. Who's knocking? No one's knocking anybody for doing whatever. You do what you do, as long as it ain't hurting other human beings. I really don't see the crime in it. I say stand in it. No need to apologize for stuff. It is what it is. That's your damn orifices.
This is the mucous membranes.
That's your damn mucous membranes. They ain't got shit to do with me. They ain't got shit to do with anything. You want
Yeah, now if you could do that party trick where you take that finger and push it, then you got a problem.
If it's just space and opportunity all up in there, then that's just what it is. You're gonna wind up looking like Skeletor, not nobody else. I mean, straight like it is. But enjoy yourself. You only got one life to live that we know of. Hey, why not?
And one knows.
Yeah, that's it. Why not speed it up with an 8-ball? Just go straight for it. So anyway, past that, moving right along to the phone gate. Okay, so there was this whole situation, and not that it mattered, but it was just like, I guess some people had to feel the need to clarify some things that really weren't clarified, but I guess so they can make them sound like, no, I wasn't the one that asked for a phone number. No, nobody has my number. I didn't ask nobody for their number. Well, how the hell did you get it? And if you got it, if you didn't want it, why did you use it? You actually used it because you needed it or because you wanted it, or since you had it, you utilized it. So the point of the matter is you used the phone number. Doesn't matter how you got it. I mean, if we're going to play semantics on how you got it, even Lady Nika came out and said she was the one that gave the numbers to the parties so that they could connect. Okay, but you used it, did you not? You did. So therefore, regardless of who gave you the number, you used the number, which means you had communication with said person. So then to act like, nobody has I never gave nobody my number. That's irrelevant. They have it. How did they have it if you didn't give it to them? I'll wait. I mean, it's just common. Like you come out here to prove a point or to want to say something. To say what? For one, you always sound dumb as hell, and everybody's always quiet because they know you lying. It's a lie, but nobody won't say, now come on, man. Just come out and say it or stop lying or anything like that. It's like, no, they'll just be quiet until you finish. And then when you finish, everybody start talking back again as soon as you leave the panel. But the point of the matter is the lies are ridiculous. We all remember, a lot of us were there. We remember, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you tell these lies, of course we know that you're telling them to new people because they don't know the history of all this stuff. But at the same damn time, come the fuck on. Like the lies are ridiculous. Who gives
was there booty involved?
No, there wasn't no booty involved. Wasn't no crack at all. But people get so like bent up out of shape to want to prove their point because they talk so much shit about how they dislike this one and dislike that one, when the reality is that you were all up in it. You were all up in it. You were friends. You were gun-ho. You were bosom buddies until it didn't work out for you, until you felt a certain type of way, or maybe until you felt that the persona that you was putting out there was going to be exposed to other people. And that's what made you nervous. It's just like this. Everybody's very comfortable being behind here or behind a black screen, but nobody really wants to like meet people or be in situations where they can truly be exposed. Because then that would bring what we fake see to a reality that, you ain't got much going for you. And I get it. If I was you, I'd feel a way about my life too, but oh well. But I think to really try to put people on the spot of who gave, I don't have nobody's number. I don't know who gave whose number. I think that's bullshit. I think we're grown enough to kind of put it together logically that obviously you had the person's number, you contacted the person contacted you, so there was equal communication going back and forth to whomever it was. I mean, even I didn't give Duchess my number. I didn't give nobody my number. Well, how the fuck did he get it? And were you not communicating with the man? Were you not texting the man back and forth? Were y'all not going back and forth? Bitch, we all know you stay up all night looking and lurking at shit. So we know good and well that you was texting him in the middle of the night while he was asleep. texting him bullshit that when he woke up in the morning, he would see. So come on. Like, it's just, it's funny, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's not. It's not funny because you're a fucking 50-year-old plus man doing this shit. And it's just like, the fuck are you doing? You ain't got nothing else better to do. Bingo ain't popping. Like, come on, it's this time. All the seniors are at the bingo hall. So I mean,
no, you didn't. I said no, you didn't. All the seniors.
Yes, I mean, some young people do it too now, because that's the thing. I see a lot of TikTokers at the bingo hall. So, you know, you may be
B9.
You may be able to pick you up a slice or something. I mean, I know it was hard for you. I know, because you had this thing for people with, you know, disabilities and things, and I wouldn't give you the time of day because you're not my type. I don't do mammals, so I get it. That, you know, you would, you know, not. But I mean, you know, no hard feelings. It's all good. It's all good.
You well rested, aren't you?
I am. I told you I had a great time off. So let's see.
You've been saving that one out, haven't you?
And that one came out, and I was just like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I've had enough. I don't care.
Bingo!
Like, right. Bingo. Why are we playing this game? Who cares? You're going from panel to panel to trying to explain yourself on something like, who gives a fuck about who gave whose number? Did you use it? You did. So what's the point? Like, I don't know. It was just dumb to me. The whole situation was dumb. So moving past that, we have Kiki and Kenola news. Where did this come from? I don't know. But I have a few questions. So please bear with me with my questions. So my first question is Kenola News married? Yes or no? I don't know. But if he is, yeah, as a man, I don't know how I would feel being married and then this woman is just giving me money. Now, granted, I get it. You may not have a job or a situation where the money is helpful for you to take care of whatever you're doing. So I guess you take it, but as a wife too, on the other hand, I don't know how I would feel about this woman giving my husband, quote unquote, husband money for quote unquote nothing.
Does she know?
Right, that part too. I don't know. That's my question too. Does she know?
Maybe he leaves out every day saying he going to work. But she's sending him money.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I don't know. But it's very weird. Very weird. Very, very weird. I don't know. Things that make you go, So anyway, upon this whole debacle happening, the screenshot of the Cash Apps come out. And it looked like Kiki been giving Kenola News some paper, like $100 here, $25 here, $75 here. I'm like, bitch, where? Who? What is you doing? First of all, for that kind of money, who's showing whose titties and who's showing whose penis? Because you ain't just doing that.
Is that how much you get for just showing shit? I need to be doing that shit. That'd be a nice part-time job.
That ain't from no commentary, because ain't nobody doing no commentary. There's no commentary happening. And
I really enjoy your content.
For roasting folks or talking about folks or, you know, sexualizing kids sometimes, which is crazy. I'm not buying it. I'm just saying I'm not buying it. It just don't add up.
No, but she obviously is.
Well, apparently not no more. So there was this picture that allegedly she says she sent to him that was a family picture that he cropped it. So she has recently, like as of today, went to her local authorities and allegedly they have contacted his local authorities in regards to some of the stuff that he has posted and or said on YouTube. So we'll see where this goes. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Very crazy. Very crazy.
I tell you, these motherfuckers and the authorities, they kill me with this shit. They can't wait.
They can't wait at all. But I would just warn people a lot of times that instead of you running to the authorities, because, you know, granted, you do that, but you do know you open yourself up to investigation too.
Sure do.
So you might wind up backfiring when you do stuff like that. So just be mindful. Just something to take a note of. And lastly, that I have, unless somebody else has something else that they could pop out, I don't know. But it's Independence Day. It is the 4th of freaking July. And what are the best way to do a pre-Independence Day than V. Lenore coming out and responding to the look over here, don't look over here kind of situation that was going on with V. Lenore and Babe Nation. She has declared her independence through a Diana Ross song that I had never heard before. That was my first time hearing it. And of course,
what song was that?
I don't remember. I just said I've never heard it before. That was my first time.
Oh.
Somebody in the chat remembers. I know Duchess probably remembers it or knows what Diana Ross song it was. Could you please put it in the chat? I don't remember it, but that was
what I'm coming out.
No, it wasn't. I'm coming out. I think it was My Turn or something.
Oh, my turn. Yeah, my turn. It's my turn.
Yeah. Okay. See, got it. All right. So, yeah, and I guess in the way that it was done, because of course you already know Fi was ready to attack because that's what she gives, and it was like it was nothing to attack. So as of right now, she doesn't have anything to say because there's nothing to say because she didn't come and attack you. But in Fi fashion, I'm sure sooner or later there will be an attack just arising, and she will just attack, and we will see if V. Lenore responds, which I think should never be. I don't understand why people do that in the first place anyway. If you're friends with somebody and you just part ways or kind of the atmosphere changes, just depart. There's no need to like expose things and situations that you shared in private to then expose them to the world. For what? What does that prove? One, that just proves that you're a disloyal person, that you're not a friend, a true friend to anyone, and that anybody who engages with you in any level should always watch their back. Hint, hint for all of the trash on Treasure Lane. So you can never be trusted. And granted, yeah, people may befriend you or think you but in the back of their head, they're always watching you. They're always watching you. They're not really trusting you because you're untrustworthy, because you don't know how to be a friend and just go to your corners and you don't have to say anything. People can ask, "Oh, what happened to so and so?" "Oh, we're fine," and just leave it at that. No, it's always this thing of you have to expose, you have to uncover. Or guess what y'all didn't know? Well, we weren't supposed to know because that was shared with you and you alone. So for you to expose it, you think people want to be around you or trust you with certain things and situations? For what? You will never be trusted. That's right, Duchess, vanquished. And just like even in a situation where you doing stuff for people and you doing all this carry out, you visiting folks to go run and tell notes, and then they look at you and telling other people that you are a hang-on, you're clingy, you're this, you're that. How does that make you feel? All the shit you done did, you feel proud of yourself? Like, grow a spine, people, please. It is okay. Lastly, what I will say about the whole V. Lenore / Fi Babe and Babe Nation kind of situation, people always say that they, you can go anywhere, you can go everywhere. That's not true necessarily. Apparently, from Fi's situation, if you have her number, you can't go to the ops. But again, this is when you learn to separate true friendship from just a relationship on YouTube. If you clearly have a true friendship, then you trust your friend. You should. Am I wrong in that? I just feel like if you have a true friendship, you trust your friend. Because if you don't trust your friend, what the fuck are you friends for? And what are you doing it for? Because the truth and the reality of it for me, and this is just looking in, right? Not even really knowing anything. You were okay with it when you thought you can gain information, because that's probably was the initial kind of go over there and see what you can get. because they like you. Go over there and see what you could pull out and bring it back. And when there was nothing brought back because there was nothing to bring back, then it was like, well, now you flocking with the ops. Because I've seen over there, and I don't really go over there because it's too much yelling for me. I just feel like a headache's about to happen. But I've watched a few times and it was like, oh, okay. But that was when the time when we were doing the 1,000 hunt for the 1,000. I'm the queen of 1,000. I'm the queen of 1,000. Who's giving themselves titles and being honored by titles? It was like you gave yourself that title. No one gave that to you. YouTube did not bestow that upon you. You gave it to yourself. So why are we narcissistic much? I mean, like, hello. So in the beginning, I felt like, I wonder why she's here. Then it just dawned on me like, maybe she's searching for information. Kind of like sniffing out, oh no, I'm cool, I'm mutual, I'm all right, I'm cool, and getting information, gathering it, sending it back. And then when I realized that may not be the MO, maybe it was in the beginning, but no, it was like, no, I'm not doing that. Then it became problematic, and that's probably where the kind of shift kind of happened. It was like, you're no longer doing the bidding that I asked you to do, then you need to be dismissed or / vanquished from the group. But just leave it at that. Just poof, be gone. Your makeup's too strong. Just, that's it. All that telling of the business, that's where your integrity comes into question. And I think for a lot of people, old and new, they're starting to see that when people start to quickly go to exposing people, you start to see the true character of a lot of these people. And so when people sit around, oh, I love so-and-so, I love so-and-so, the person ain't shiznit, ain't shit. But, cool, whatever. You like who you like till it's your turn, and then it is. Yeah, definitely. Jim Jones, definitely Jim Jones. But it is what it is.
And we're serving Kool-Aid.
But I'm not drinking. I wish everybody the best. I'm sure V. Lenore will be just fine. Like I watched Rebels replay this morning because he was up. I was definitely asleep. When he talked about the people who were over there should still watch V. Lenore. You don't have to stop watching her because she's not. And I know a lot of people do that dumb shit here where it's like, oh, once you fall out with a content creator, they stay away from you because, I don't want them to see me over here, but I'll stay in your clouds or in your bushes or whatever. I just feel like you're adult, you're grown. Just stand in your stuff. If you was over there, you was over there. That don't mean you gotta laugh at the jokes or anything like that, because I know people watch that too. Lord knows I had to learn my lesson about that. Like, who's watching if I put a laugh emoji? And how the hell you know what I'm laughing at? Like, I could be laughing at a number of things, and you just assume that I'm laughing at what the person said. Like, it was just like, y'all take too much into this. Like, really. Well,
when you have a lot of time on your hands.
That's the biggest problem of this whole thing. Too much time. There's other things to be doing. It's warm outside. Get yourself some air. Find yourself some booty. If you're lucky enough to find yourself something else, find that too. Some of us, are physically challenged, so it's tough for you. And I realize that. And my heart goes out. Truly. But yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all I had for my Who Said That kind of quick run of all the stuff going on. But if I missed anything, please let me know. I'll drop the little link here, and you could put it in chat. We could read it, whatever you prefer. And that's about it. So I don't have anything else other than that. Excuse me. I did go. While I'm waiting for that, I did go to the movies and I did see Blackening. That was pretty good. That was funny. It was funny. Definitely a go see.
So you give it your stamp. You give it your stamp of approval, huh?
Yes, I do. I do give it my stamp of approval. I did it on my day off. So yeah, went out on my Tuesday and went to go check it out. My Tuesday night. Not looting. Who was looting? Nobody was looting.
It's probably booty. It's probably booty. Not li- we were saying booty.
Booty, yes. No, the booty. I mean, you know, some people get yourself some booty. And that's what probably some people need. They probably wouldn't be so angry if they just got some. But I understand.
They definitely wouldn't be on here all the time.
No, but I understand it's hard. So you got to find, first of all, you got to find the money to pay for the booty, because a lot of people don't want to. No, they don't want to do
booty. Yes, booty.
Yes.
What you said? We got to find the money.
Yeah, you got to scrape up them coins. So
I don't know.
You got to dig in that couch.
She was sending out those cash apps. Maybe that wasn't getting to the booty.
Well, I mean, personally, I just think a lot more was going on. It wasn't you can't tell me that it was just because he was roasting and gagging.
Oh, there was some gagging.
It was virtual, but there was some gagging.
I don't know how much roasting. He said virtual booty. That's right. Actually, that's about the safest type that's out here, because you sure won't have to worry about taking a visit to your doctor for a screening.
Oh Lord! But you may have to take a visit to your wife or that whole history if this happens to go south. I just feel like, I think there's a whole nother side to this that's not being talked about. That I think you keep poking the bear a little bit, and all that other stuff is going to come out, and we're going to learn a lot more about the infamous relations of Ken Nola and Kiki, the two Kikis, Ken, the boy Kiki, and the girl Kiki. Kai.
So this is what happens when you poke the booty, huh?
Yeah, this is what happens when you poke the booty. So I don't know. I really, I don't know. I wish everybody the best in all these situations, and hopefully there's some clarity. But yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of fireworks popping off everywhere. Just popping off left and right. God damn. And it's only Tuesday. We still got a whole week to go. Jeez Louise.
Well, I hope they're not like they are in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
They'll keep going off until the end of summer.
I was about to say, they'll keep going all the way to August.
Uh-huh. And on the YouTube streets, I'm assuming that they'll probably go to the end of summer also.
Yeah. Well into. So you haven't heard about the pics? No, I haven't heard about the pics. What about them, Lynn T? No. I just heard about the one picture of, she said it was her family picture that she sent him, and he cropped it. Is what she said, allegedly. I'm not saying that that's what she said, that he cropped it and made it out to be as if she was sending pictures, suggestive pictures to him of her daughter, which, I mean, I mean, no logical person would buy that, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. So, but no.
He dropped her nudes on his backup channel, and then deleted it. Along with the text messages.
Oh, see, I knew it. I told you, bingo, ding, ding, ding. There had to be more to it. Nobody's dropping $100 and $25 and $75 on no Cash App. Just talking about something. I love your talent. Yeah, I love your commentary. What commentary?
So she paid him to look at her nudes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I knew it. I was looking at that money like, no way nobody's getting. You're not doing commentary. That's not commentary. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm a content creator. No, sitting up here talking shit about somebody else.
No, you're just talking shit.
Delivering content. You're just talking shit. You're just talking shit, which is fine, but you're not a content creator. You're not creating anything. You're not putting together any kind of montage. You're just talking shit. Cracking your mama jokes and physical jokes and all kinds of other shit. That's all you're doing. There's no content involved in that shit. None whatsoever. None. Please stop doing that to yourselves. You're not a content creator. You're just talking shit on here. Like they used to, like the telephone line shit. It's just virtual. That's it.
The party line.
It's the party line. Just I could see you. Talking shit. And even that, most of y'all talking shit behind black screens. It's like, no way. That should be a violation of the talking shit code. You can't talk.
That's right. Yeah.
Your face. Like, it's just true. And that's no offense to anybody who does it. You do it, whatever. That's your thing, whatever. I'm just saying personally, where I grew up, you couldn't talk shit and be afraid to talk shit and not be yourself. You had to like you couldn't be sitting up in the house yelling from the window, your mama, blah, blah, blah. Who's listening? Who's watching? No, you want to say, let's just say it to my face. I should be able to see you. So then therefore, when you talking shit, but yeah, a lot of times some of these people don't be looking right. They talk the most shit, but the faces be gruesome, child.
Don't have a strong enough filter to contain all that.
No, they don't. So I mean, it is what it is, but it's cute for y'all. That's what y'all play with. I don't no, because there ain't been too many cracking jokes, and then you just gonna sit there and be like, oh well, no, I'm just gonna sit behind the screen. No, bitch, you got all that mouth. Show yourself. But it is too funny. Not he dropped the news on his backup channel. Child, I missed all of that. Of course he deleted him because she went to the popo. That's why she went to the popo.
Oh yeah, because they'll definitely get him for that shit.
Yeah, because that would be cyber. This would be like
cyberbullying. Yeah.
Cyberbullying. Yeah. So yeah, just be careful. Now, one other thing I will address. I know that real quick. Brian had mentioned it, talked about it. He was addressing, I guess, Jay Wilson, because Jay Wilson was saying that Brian had inserted himself into the situation, and I'm just like,
all I heard was inserted. Inserted what? Like, what the fuck what do you see people doing? Okay, go ahead.
He inserted himself in this situation, and I'm just like, but you do the same thing, sir. A lot of us, I mean, that's what given this part of commentary is in the situation, and you do it all the time. So I don't understand, but I guess it's just the need to say something or call him out on something. But it's like, why it's so hypocritical of you to call somebody out on inserting themselves when you yourself insert yourself.
Now you're gonna keep using that word. I can't get that thought out of my
I know, isn't it crazy? Insert. That's how I feel about now. What does everybody say? Oh gosh, what is the phrase that everybody is using? Denounced. Oh, have you so and so's got denounced? They just denounced so and so. Like, y'all take something and y'all just run with it to the point where you get tired of it. Like, shut up, don't say it no more. Don't use that word no more. That used to be
literally run it in the hole.
That was the whole thing. Was there's this narrative being spent about me?
Yes. I hated that. I was like, these motherfuckers have found a new phrase. You just like, you know what it is? It reminds me of white people.
Yeah.
When they kept something that black people do, and they just keep just like, you're not even using it right. How many times was it used wrong?
I feel woke. Yeah. They are.
You're right. And that's right. You used it incorrectly too.
All the time. But you know, it is.
Well, you have to remember too, Lynn T, some people are just expanding their vocabulary. When you home all day long watching soap operas and game shows.
Well, read the definition. That's what it's for first, to help you put the word in context to use it correctly.
Google will even read it for you and show you how to use it in a sentence.
That part too.
Now, whether you get it, that's another thing.
Yeah. Well, comprehension, is something to be desired by some. But so I do believe too, Lynn T, as you said, he likes to hear himself speak, which he does. But I just, a lot of times I just feel like certain things you just shouldn't say because you do it yourself. So it's almost like you're calling yourself out on the same stuff you do. Because as long as it's not about you, it's free game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not about you. This is about somebody else. So just like he put it out there, it is free game for you to talk about it. But for you to say the man is inserting himself, he's not inserting himself. Because if you was there in the very beginning, the man said himself, "Oh, I like Brian," and I didn't even know he knew who Brian was. I don't think he knew who Brian was. I think he just assumed, because he had came over there. Oh, I know who he is, because I don't think he followed anybody from the beef sector. But now that he's been introduced from being with Castro, of some of the people Castro knows, he's trying to kind of, weasel his way and get familiar and build up numbers, because that's what it's all about. So I get it. And at the same time, that's why I feel like, Brian, you going back and forth, it doesn't serve you any purpose. It helps him more than it helps you, because you definitely have more subscribers and more people that watch you than he does. So you going back and forth with him is not helping you. It's not really bringing any numbers to you. So, why do it? Why go back and forth? I don't know. Just my thoughts. It's just my thoughts. Just don't,
Yes, and tonight you had a lot of thoughts saved up, didn't you?
I did. I watched a lot, and some of it I just feel like was, what? Are you serious? And then some I was like, okay. But yeah, earlier today I was so lost on the whole Ken Nola and Kiki, the two Kikis kind of situation going on.
There was a lot of Kikis.
There had to be something more to this story. Like this just
that explains a lot. Okay.
Yeah, the money was just not adding up for me. I was like, there's no way. I mean, people enjoy my content too, and I do get cash apps, and thank you.
That's because you don't show me. Well, you did show, but you don't show. Just on the
and I'm not going to show no meat on live. No. But if you want to see, you can other places. No pun intended. But I'm just not. I'm just not. Nothing wrong with people that do. That's your business. But
yeah, y'all grown.
Exactly.
You're grown. If you're a teenager, I'd have something to say. You shouldn't do that. But y'all old.
Yeah,
y'all know what y'all doing.
You're married. You're not married. You're dating. Whatever you're doing, that's for you and between you and the person that you with to answer to for all the situations that you've done. And it just brings to light questions a lot of other things that you possibly could have been doing. And again, just like I said about the exposing thing earlier, who's gonna trust you to be comfortable with do anything with you at this point? To know that on bad day or mad day, all your
and you know what's coming. I have yet to see mad day. Never come. It's like a time. It's like, well, how long this shit gonna be? And you know it. And when it comes, and they like clockwork, they do the same. They do the same thing.
Pop.
Do the same exact thing.
That is it. So, but that's all I have for you, beautiful people, this lovely Independence Day. To V. Lenore, who has gotten her independence from Babe Nation, continue to do your thing and be yourself. This can only be.
It's my turn, and I don't have all the answers.
in a different direction, and not to knock, Fi and Babe Nation for whatever they do, but people grow apart, and for whatever reason, things change. And the most adult thing you can do is just not talk about it, not discuss it, and go your separate ways. Now, if you choose to go the other route, people will watch, but it won't look so favorable on the first person that does it. I'm just saying, because it just don't. As adults,
just say see ya. That's all.
I wish you all the best. Nothing else. Why does it need to be?
He said, "Fly away, girl, fly away."
Yeah.
Fly, girl, just fly. Spread your wings. Do a Patti LaBelle.
The deformation is what it is. All the other situations from the Snowgate, child, you are all grown. Whatever y'all do. But if it's on camera and it's done and you can see it, just stand in it. That's all I can say. There's nothing that people can do. I mean, it's already out there. Nothing that people can do. If you did it, if it was a bump, hey, it's your business. But it's out there. It's on video. in slow motion too.
Oh yeah, and you know them bitches. You know they screen captured that shit real fast. They would wait. They would probably sit there the whole time, just like this.
The whole thing's in slow mo, so you see like, and she went like this, and then you see, boom. It's like, yeah, that's so crazy. And I've showed everybody that I know who's involved in certain activities and not involved, and they all was unanimous that was not, that was bumping. Okay. So
You went to some reputable sources.
I did. I always do in those situations. They all know I'm green like shit. I don't know. They all know. I don't know nothing about that. But I said I know what it looked like, but I'm not sure. And I just went to my sources and was like, "What is this?" I ain't say who it was, what it was. I just said, "Look at this." What they doing?
It don't matter. What is that?
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah, that did it. Oh yeah, I was like, okay, confirmed. Yep.
No, they probably said they doing that shit on YouTube.
Right.
Beef sector, girl. Beef sector.
Right. They do that shit on the. Oh hell.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
I mean,
is that how it's playing out over there? Yes, it is, and some.
That's it. Right.
Sheesh. Yeah.
Play your cards right and chop it up. I mean, the closest I got to that stuff was playing cops and robbers as a kid and taking my mom's flour and putting it in the Ziploc bag because that was supposed to be that we were the cops and taking from the robbers. I mean, clearly, yeah, it was bad. We were doing the whole, doing that whole thing and just acting dumb. But that's the closest I got to that type of stuff.
Yeah, you're right, Lynn. I know a couple. Shit. Yeah. No shame to that game.
Right, none whatsoever. Can I go to the bathroom for a second? Come back and
I'll be right back. And you knew just by the look of their face, you know they be all right.
Like,
I just hope that motherfucker don't die in my bathroom. That's all. I won't be picking that shit up.
No good. You must have allergies. Yeah, they got allergies, right? So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, be grown, stand in your stuff. Now, if you're concerned about other people and maybe grandchildren or children, nieces and nephews watching and concerned about them, that's something you need to take into account when you're doing things like that to make sure that you're doing it outside of reflective view, like in the bathroom.
No, that's why you need to have a 5-second delay.
Yeah, right.
on yourself.
On yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's like, oh, I was getting ready to do that.
Right. I was getting ready to do that, but I'm going to go into the ladies' room. There's a meeting in the ladies' room. And do your business there. And then, whatever. It is what it is. And once again, shout out to all my Cantorian people for your birthdays coming up this today and the rest of this Cancer season. Shout out to you great and beautiful people. Tanari celebrated a birthday or is celebrating a birthday pretty soon. Linty, your birthday is today, so make sure you party on and celebrate.
Happy birthday.
Of course, has passed, but I still party because it's still Cancer season. My mom's birthday is coming up, so that's always a soft spot. But yeah, we'll still party during that too. And just enjoy. But be safe, whatever you decide to do. And whatever you indulge in, just, be adult about it. And that's all I have. Is there anything you want to say before we depart this good old bus? And thank you all for popping in and dropping in and stopping by. And I know some people dropped in and dropped out, and thank you so much for coming. Hey Shay, how are you? Nice to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. I know I didn't speak at first, but I was running my mouth. Duchess, I know you was in here. Thank you for stopping by. Patty Duke, always a pleasure as always.
Patty.
T Danielle, nice to see you. I didn't even know you was in here, but I was running my mouth. Always a pleasure to see you. And I heard you getting that Rebels this morning. I saw it. I was cracking up because I was like, if I was up, I'd be doing the same thing. Because he always be lying. He'd be lying like shit. But definitely want to wish you all a great night. And for those of you celebrating birthdays or will be celebrating a birthday during Cancer season, because that's all I care about. Happy birthday. And if nothing else to be said, everybody have a great night. Yes, Rebel is a mess. Thank you, Shay.
And,
Thank
and
you.
some.
Yeah, a mess and but thank you so much for the birthday wishes, and thank you all for the birthday wishes and thumbs up and all the good stuff and the cash apps and everything. Just a blessing to know that you guys care, even for little old me. But thank you so much. With that,
Somebody said they sent you cash apps.
yes, and I didn't have to show no private part. Shut up.
Well, you just okay. I will say.
You started something.
Oh, I know. Are you good?
Anyway, on that note, everybody have a blessed
Good night.